Hello, everyone. I'm Karthik, and with me is Xerix here.
Hello,
We are about
everyone.
to head into Map 2 of Waterloo versus OTSU. And yeah, OTSU was able to take Map 1, but we're going to be heading into Breeze now, and we're going to see if Waterloo can take a map back and force that game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to go into this Breeze map. You know, it's a really fun map to play on. There's just a lot of open space, a lot of duels you can take. So, I think that we're already going into like the second map really soon. So we will be heading into that now. As we get into the agent select screen. Um, as we mentioned, it is Breeze, and it is going to be our team starting, Warrior starting on the side of defense. Oh, sorry, on the side of attack. So, sorry for
Yeah,
the little
bit
bit.
of a mix up there.
Yeah, but it should be good. So we're just gonna see a lot of agents being locked in. Cypher being picked, and I feel like Cypher's gonna be a really popular pick now on maps like Breeze, especially with the recent buffs to his tripwire, with
Yeah,
him
it'll
being.
be interesting. Like Cypher's got that big buff, but
Mhm.
Chamber is also known to be really good on these long angles that Breeze has a ton of. But
Mhm.
it looks like so far, Cypher's gonna be picked up on one side, but there is no Sentinel really for OTSU so far. And I think it's just because Viper is able to lock down B so well despite being a controller that you
Mhm.
can kind of skip out on that Sentinel and just run this double controller setup.
Yeah, and I think Breeze is just one of those maps where a lot of the times you just kind of want to look for picks, kind of look for where you can get aggression going rather than trying to play it slow because picks in this map mean so much because the map is so big. You want map control. You want to get as much area covered as possible, both as an attack and both on attack and defense. Excuse me. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. Both teams do have the Jet V Jet. You know, it's always really exciting to
Oh
see.
yeah.
So yeah, we're just gonna go straight into the first map here, or sorry, second map here. Excuse me.
Yeah, and as we roll into it here, we're going to start off with the Warriors on the attack while OTSU looking to set up their defense here. Viper going to be hanging out by that B side, trying to put up a mid wall as well, while Harbor and KO lock it down on that A side. Uh, there's been some breeze changes so far. It's gonna be interesting to see how both teams change up their play now. Mid is very different. We're gonna see Waterloo trying to explore it off the start, trying to see what kind of picks they can get here. And yeah, it looks like so far 3 stack into mid, and there's gonna be a fight pretty quickly as OTSU gonna be exploring elbow.
Yeah, we can see there's a little bit of aggression going on A main, whether or not either team wants to fight it. But it seems like Toby here has a pretty good angle, going to be taking some shots, taking down Tracy, unable to find himself the second, but quick refrag coming in A main, and fights going down. A lot of trades happening, but it's going to be Warriors White actually getting themselves a bit of an advantage here. Brooklyn left on 1 HP, and it is still a 2v2 situation.
Yeah, gonna be trying to pick up that fight here. Oh, and Cypher gets taken down from so far away, and now it's 8 HP and a dream. Brooklyn looking for that off angle.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough situation, especially with all the utility that is in the hands of OTSU. And unfortunately, Brooklyn's not going to be able to close out the round. And it's just going to be the first round going over to the side of OTSU.
Yeah, and that was a really good play, getting on top of Elbow there and trying to get those pot shots off. They almost killed the, Brooklyn, and they do pick up the kill onto Tracy as well. So
Mhm.
that kind of just won them the round right off the start. So yeah, we're gonna see Waterloo picking up a save here on round 2.
Yeah, and even in rounds like this, normally I feel like on other maps like, Bind, Split, you still have a chance with these classics if you play it well enough. But I feel like on a map like Breeze where your classic pretty much has absolutely no use when it comes to long range, it's really difficult to get any sort of footing here. So I feel like Warriors White kind of just want to, get this round over with, see whatever they can do, and yeah, get it done.
Yeah, and they look to be exploring elbow here, and it's really gonna be also about like picking up those alt orbs, trying to set them up for the next round that's coming. And there's gonna be some contact here as the Sky Flash does end up spotting their aggression, and Scott finishes them off.
Yeah, and Warriors White, they honestly might be happy with just that one pick on the side of OTSU, but it is just 3 people left, and the guns are in advantage for OTSU, excuse me. So I think this round is honestly kind of already a sealed fate for the side of Warriors White.
Yeah, Scott continues to get that information with his second flash. We'll see if he's able to get traded here. They're gonna be rushing him. Flash up.
Out of ammo, shots going, but the
Oh.
shots are wide. Myriads does get the trade, however, and honestly, the round is still not completely over, but you know, guns still not in favor. So it's kind of just curious about what Waterloo White
30
wants to do
seconds
now with
left.
2 players left.
Yeah, the main thing is they cannot access those guns. Alpine! Oh, he's able to get the pick here, and they're going to be making their way onto site. They have one Spectre now, and they're going to be able to get that plant down.
Yeah, and that's big money in the pockets of UW White. And it is CC left in the 1v2 situation. She does still have the Sheriff in hand, looking to make something happen, but it just looks impossible. Switches to the Spectre. She doesn't even know where the players are. Is able to find herself the first, and it's actually going to be down to a 1v1 situation against all odds. Warriors White, but no. Cootie is going to be quick to take her down, and that's going to be actually a really big round on the side of Waterloo White, because they are going to be able to take down 4 players from OTSU, and I don't think they're looking too happy even though they've won that round.
Yeah, and you're going to take that, you know. It's probably going to be a save coming out of OTSU on this next round, and it should be all but guaranteed for Waterloo to get on the board this next round.
Yeah, they do have a lot of weapons in their disposal now because they were able to save last round, but look on the side of OTSU, they don't really have any weaponry to fight back, whereas usually in a bonus round you want to have those Spectres where you can play close, Guardians, maybe you can, like, you know, take a couple quick shots, but I think this round might actually be very much in Waterloo White's favor, so I kind of want to see what OTSU plan to do with these economy weapons that they have.
Yeah, Toby's got a Hero Guardian, and it's going to be up to him to try and pick up some kills. But other than that, classics all around. As Waterloo continuing to play it slow, just probing around, trying to get data wherever they can.
And it looks like Cassie might be finding herself a timing, and she does, as she takes down Alpine, and that's going to be the smokes on the side of OTSU being taken down. And Cassie's commenting to her team right now, hey man, smokes are down, let's all just go to B. But it seems like OTSU might have a little bit of a timing.
That trip!
But the tripwire is going to spot out Toby, and Tracy is going to get herself 2 over there really quickly. Great entry picks there for the side of Warriors White. They still have yet to take a casualty as the bomb goes down, and it's OTSU in a 2v5 situation.
Yeah, and at this point, you just want to continue to be clean here and not lose any rifles going into the next round, and see if you can pick up some more kills for those ult orbs. And yeah, they're going to be sneaking in through elbow, but that trip is going to be there to catch him out. Cassie is getting so much value out of her trips this round, and this is the value of that Cypher, right? You know exactly where they're going to be coming from, and that's something that OTSU do not have.
Yeah, and it's with these new Cypher changes that tripwire is able to still be up, because previously if you were to hit that tripwire after you were killed, it would be taken down, but thankfully with these new updates, there's absolutely nothing that OTSU can do here. They're going to try and look for any picks before the round ends, but no. The spike's going to be quick to take down both. That's going to be a quick flawless round coming out of the side of Warriors White.
Yep, and now we're going to be on to our first proper gun round here. We're going to have to see what kind of tactics get brought out. And OTSU so far, they've been doing a lot of those elbow pushes, trying to catch Waterloo off guard. So we're going to see if there's any trips or any setups that are going to be there to counteract that. And we'll see if they're able to get more of a mid advantage, because it just opens up so much on this map now.
Let's get this done.
And we're just going to have to really wait out and see how the gun round plays out for both teams here. Whether they want to take any aggression or they want to play it safe. Because it's usually gun rounds where we kind of sort of figure out what the team wants to do, what kind of stance they want to take, whether they want to play really aggressive or defensive. So we're going to just kind of have to wait and see how this round plays out. It seems like Brooklyn might have spotted out Cootie, but take some shots, and some damage is actually taken onto the side of UW White as Cassie gets tagged up a little bit.
Yeah, they're slowly scaling up mid and elbow at the same time. Gonna see if they're able to try and get onto the jet from the side here. Ooh, a little bit of a tag there.
Yeah, and Brooklyn's going to be left down to just 1 HP, so she's going to have to play her life really carefully, but it seems like she might be peeking into Toby, but no, it's actually going to be Cassie that's taken down first. The attack side from elbow going to be stopped quickly, and CC also going to be spotted out by JHK. That's going to be the smokes on the side of Warriors White down. And they're going to already be down 2 players, but Brooklyn quickly got herself 1 traded out, though.
Yeah, but they're getting suffocated, getting flanked from behind here. Brooklyn picks up 1. Let's see if Toby can get another one. Ends up going down. This map has just opened up. They're running B.
And suddenly, the advantage that OTSU had is gone, but it's still Brooklyn left on very low health. And whether or not Warriors White are able to capitalize off these picks is going to be entirely up to how they decide to use their util. It seems like they have an open B site, but I don't know if they're aware of
Yeah, the
Scott
timing.
on the flank. And he is going to be able to find out Brooklyn. It's going to be all up to Myriads. Left in a 1v2 situation. Not going to be spotted out by the flash, but Scott pushes in. And an unfortunate timing with the peaks as Scott takes down Myriads. And that's going to be our first proper gun round that goes to the side of OTSU.
Yeah, OTSU able to clean it out in the end. It got a bit dicey there, you know, but those initial picks ended up paying their dividends as the lurks on both B and A, they just got shut down really quickly. The default has been really clean from OTSU so far.
Oh yeah, and profit in the pockets of OTSU as they look to pick themselves up a big advantage, but luckily money is still on the side of Warriors White after they did win a lot of those rounds, saved themselves a lot of money, so they are still going to have another full buy round. But it's if you look to the side of OTSU, they do have some people opting for Light Shield because they actually don't have enough to buy, and it seems like Alpine doesn't have a gun at all. He's going to be opting for the Judge here. So it's going to be interesting to see whether they want to take aggression with these guns, and it already seems like they have a pinch coming into B main here, and Tracy is going to be spotted out by Toby. The tripwire is going to be enough to stop Alpine, but it's going to be Cassie left here in the 1v2, but she's not going to be able to find the pick. Toby's left down to just 1 HP, but he's going to run back to his Sky for the regrowth. And just like that, Warriors White is already down 2 players, and OTSU has a player advantage here.
Yeah, just so much value out of this elbow lurk here. They are still not ready for it yet, as they're going to do some... Oh, Brooklyn does get a kill. This might open up some more avenues for them to explore, maybe A or mid, but they're still stuck on B, trying to expect some push to come out of OTSU.
Yeah, it seems like Warrior White are going to try and take this towards A. They are going to be met there by JHK, however, but Null's command is still in possession for the side of Warriors White, whether or not Brooklyn chooses to use it here or not. And
they gotta go. The rotates are coming in, and Flash coming out, entrying. Can they find JK in the back?
yeah, there's a lot of ratty angles here that it seems like OTSU want to play. The Flash is going to go through, but is Brooklyn going to be able to spot JHK? No, but Myriad is quick to save her life, and CC is going to be trying to do everything she can to get this bomb down, but it's just so much carnage that's going out outside of this Viper's pit, and unfortunately,
the pit's down.
Alpine is going to be able to find CC, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, the players of Warriors White fall as OTSU win this retake out, even with that gun disadvantage, and they're going to get themselves another round, 4-1 on the score.
Yeah, and that Viper ult, it may have looked good, but it was kind of just shooting fish in a barrel. They were trapped in that place. They had to get the plant down, and, you know, the rotates just came in so fast that they just didn't have time. They just flooded in and took him out. And Waterloo, they're going to have to try and think of what else can we do here. They got to try and have some better, like, early portions of these rounds where they don't just instantly fall behind in the numbers game.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of OTSU are able to get themselves like 1v1 fights, and they are capitalizing off that and playing off each other. So we saw last round with the aggression from Elbow, the players of Waterloo White were aware of Alpine, pushed up B main, but they weren't able to do anything about him being there, and Toby was just able to capitalize off that and get himself some picks as well. But looking over to this round, we see JHK pushed into main. He's actually going to be able to find himself one onto Brooklyn, and that's going to be the KO on the side of Warriors White down. That's going to be flashes denied, but the neural theft is committed, and the players of OTSU are revealed to Waterloo White as they push into the A site, looking to get the bomb down and play the post plant. Cassie able to find herself one onto Toby, and Warriors White, they have themselves a player advantage here.
Yeah, Scott gets one back. It's going to be a 3v3. And beautiful lurk by CC around the back. Gets one kill in an off angle now as they're trying to get the info. They know they're back pyramids now. And Alpine barely not able to win that duel. Tracy gets it, 3v1.
It's all up to Scott, and whether or not he's able to find any success here is going to be really difficult. He is aware of CC's positioning, going to take the peek, but no. CC quick with the trigger, and the bullet goes straight through Scott's head as Warriors White get themselves that footing back and bring the score to 4-2.
Yeah, finally able to get another round on the board. CC with a beautiful push up. I like the aggression, you know, getting behind the box, getting a kill, and now there's just threats from all around. It's so much harder to get back in onto the A site, and they are able to capitalize.
Yeah, I think the timing that she got there on the mid players was really good because neither the mid players nor the player that was at the yellow box were aware of her push. So that's going to be a really big round in the hands of UW White. And once again, the economy on the side of OTSU not looking too great as they do have 3 players with light shield and someone still opting for a judge. But the Viper's Pit is going to be committed towards the side of B. Whether or not OTSU want to play more heavy towards A as a result is still kind of in the air. It seems like they still have more players towards B, with Cootie and JHK playing closer towards mid, but UW White, they're kind of just feeling it out, seeing what they want to do this round.
Yeah, honestly, OTSU, they got a couple of great ults, like Viper ult locking down B. They got Harbor ult for the retake. So I want to see Waterloo trying to get some picks on top of just getting that plant. You got to get that numbers advantage before that retake. But so far, going to be looking to explore mid. If they've seen like any the other rounds, they should be able to at least get up to doors, as they know only Jet is contesting mid from the other side. So they got these lurk walls that they've been doing. Yep, here it comes again, and they're going to crawl in towards A.
Yeah, but they're going to be met by JHK, and it seems like they're actually not going to be contested for the site, as OTSU does give up the site, and it's going to be another plant on A from the side of Warriors White, as once again, OTSU is forced into a retake situation, but the Harbor ultimate is going to be committed. JHK is able to find himself one, and CC is quick to trade it, and it seems like frags are going in and out everywhere. But it's OTSU here somehow at an advantage. It's Myriad's left on 1 HP with only a gun in hand, and unfortunately Alpine going to get the swing and take her down, and that's going to be a fantastic and really efficient retake on the side of OTSU. It was really hard to keep up with everything that was happening. It was like bullets going left and right and, you know, connecting with the players, but in the end of the round, OTSU is going to be successful, and they're going to force Waterloo into a bit of a... They still do have a bye, but you see the light shield coming in from Myriads, and Brooklyn is going to be calling that timeout for the Warriors. And I guess they're kind of just, you know, talking about how they're feeling it out, what's going on, and what they really want to do now, and how they want to start capitalizing on these attack rounds.
Yeah, and like we talked about it, the Harbor ult was still there. So they just wanted to play for retake. They know where everyone is on site. So it was just so easy for them to get those trades and get the clean, easy retake. I wanted to see Waterloo trying to continue to be aggressive like CC was in that last round, right? You got to get some more picks before that plant goes down. Try and get into some off angles, or you're just going to be flooded, just how OTSU did it. But yeah, we see the timeout coming out. Hopefully they're going to be able to refresh these strats. They see the kind of setup that OTSU has been doing, right? Viper Sky B, Harbor KOA, and Jet lurking up on mid, either elbow or on nest. So let's see what they're going to be able to come out with to try and tackle the setup that OTSU has been doing.
Yeah, it seems like we have a little bit of a bug with this timeout starting screen, but we're still going to be going into the round soon enough. But it's an outstanding performance here on the side of both teams thus far. CC is getting herself on the top of the leaderboard there. You know, she's able to find herself a lot of these picks, and I feel like she's using her Viper utility both for herself and the team really well. And both teams are playing around each other's utility really well. You see OTSU, they're not really taking peaks individually. They're always playing together, trying to find, you know, footing that they can get, where they can find a player advantage at any moment, because they understand how crucial it is to have player advantages and space advantages, because as I mentioned previously, on a map like Breeze where it's so open, control is probably one of the biggest things you want to focus on. And we see OTSU, they've opted to kind of just leave A main alone, and they haven't really fought it apart from the round that JHK pushed with his Cove. But apart from that, we've seen the double stack on mid doors, because it seems like OTSU is very aware of the fact that Warriors White, they don't really want to contest A main. We haven't really seen any contesting from them.
Yeah, I think it's also more the fact that, like, there's no cave anymore. It's literally just this one chokehold that they have to go through, and Harbor can shut that down so easily that he can just chill there by himself, right? Like, there's no... I forget what the thing in the middle is called. That's gone as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just, like, eliminates so much of the threat onto A that you're able to just hold down site a lot easier and focus more on that mid. And they've been winning mid almost every round, and that's been working for them. So we're going to see a different kind of setup. They're going to be grouping up, and they're trying to hit this Viper Sky hard.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting, especially, as you mentioned previously, Viper can almost play as like a sentinel on the B site, because it's just so hard to push to the util. And on a map like Breeze, you see that even though you have a lot of space to gain as an attacker, the choke points for attacking
Oh my
sites
God.
is really narrow. And before I can even finish my sentence, Alpine gonna push out and actually find himself 2 onto the round, but he is traded out. But Warriors White, they're gonna take a really big hit on the round here as Cassie's low and they lose both Tracy and CC.
Yeah, I mean, Alpine was just gun diffing there. They were holding the angle with 2 people, kills them both. So now it's going to be a 3v. Actually, they've been evening it out. It is 3v3 now. We'll see if Toby gets caught out by Castley here, looking for her mid. And yeah, they're going to be trying to push up mid again. Everything's kind of gone back to that default 1 on each site. They're going to try and cross onto Doris. Finally got the pick onto Toby. It's just going to be Harbor that they have to find on site. KOs has the revive even if he goes down.
Yeah, the null command is going to be active, and I don't think that OTSU really has any way to contest this plant right now. So the spike is going to be going down on the side of Warriors White, and Scott kind of just looking to see if he can find anything, whether he's going to be spotted by the flash.
Oh.
And Castley is actually going to be taken
Gets
down by
traded.
Scott, but gets traded. And Myriad's quick to pick up the last 2 kills on the round. And it's going to be a really big round coming in from Warriors White. We see Brooklyn going absolutely huge there for Warriors White, getting herself 3 picks on the round. And those were some really important picks because things were looking really bad off the start of that round.
Yeah, it was some good mid-rounding. They kept their composure, and they came back to win that round. Even the post-plan was really well played by Myriads there, getting the picks. And yeah, it's pretty close now, 5-3 2-round difference, and we're going to see OTSU going into a save. Their eco's not looking too good. So we want to see Waterloo cleaning up this round in an efficient manner while keeping their eco good, because it's not looking good for them either.
Yeah, and Tracy does have the Bladestorm available, but she's going to have the Vandal. It seems like we're going to get a peek mid here, and Toby is actually going to come off on top in the peak there. And it seems like even with the less fortunate weapons,
Who's on the eco here?
it seems like OTSU has somehow found so much success here in mid as they take down 4 players. It's all up to Brooklyn, but no, a quick thrifty round coming in from the side of OTSU, and I think Warriors White are scrambling to figure out what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, Toby just goes huge there, getting kills with the Sheriff. He's not afraid to peek anyone. And Scott trying to get those Marshall long-range fights where it's actually not that bad because you are so far away. You can quickly get a body shot off, hide into cover, and go back in again. And it's just an op at that point. But yeah, they pick up the Eco Thrifty, and it is 6-3 now. And Waterloo, they kind of have the weapons to go into this next round, but it's not looking too good.
Yeah, Tracy does still have the Bladestorm available, and she is actually going to cast it. So whether or not Warriors White want to still push into B, go into mid, honestly, if I was Warriors White right now, mid would be the last place I want to go after what happened last round.
Yeah, and OTSU's reading it. No one is mid right now. They're expecting a quick hit onto site because the weapons aren't too good. And they've got people. They actually had 3 people B, but Sky is wrapped back around to Nest. Alpine spots one.
And they know that there's going to be players towards the side of B main. And Tracy is going to be going in for the dash, looking to find any players hiding. Alpine on a bit of a rat angle, but the Bladestorm goes wide as Alpine takes down Tracy, and he is able to find himself a second onto CC. That's going to be the Viper utility down. And the spike is going to be down for the side of Warriors White, but it does seem like this post plant is looking almost impossible as Alpine is just bobbing and weaving around every single player of Waterloo White, and he is able to find himself 4 on the round and secure the round and the B site.
I mean, Alpine's just a god on that round. They cannot find him. Even the Bladestorm right click does not hit, and he picks up a quadra on the round, making it 7-3 to OTSU.
Yeah, that's just going to be, you know, like Alpine just said, you know, this is my domain. You guys are coming into the wrong site as he just guns down 4 players of UW White. And honestly, it seems like they're shying away from the idea of going B, but you see that OTSU still has the read. Normally, they haven't been playing aggressive on A main, but it seems like this round they're so aware of the fact that Waterloo White wants to go A main. So it does seem like they might be met with a little bit of competition here, as Brooklyn does go for the flash, is not able to find anyone, but
yeah, they're playing it smart. They ran away, not given a single weapon, and you got Sheriffs against Rifles on the retake, right? So they actually get the Viper's Pit, so this does make it easier, and Brooklyn gets another pick.
Yeah, and that's going to be a really big pick, but a lot of the players on Warriors White are not looking healthy. Brooklyn and Tracy left down to just a sliver of health. And it seems like shots are going to be coming into the smoke. Cootie is going to be able to find success, and both the wounded players of Warriors White are taken down as Cootie and Alpine pick themselves up one from the round. Toby is actually just dashing in, and what is happening? I just see him spinning around on the map with the shorty as the Viper's pick goes down, and so do the players of Warriors White. 8-3 as we go into match point of the first half. The bird tweaking on the ground as even it's in shock of what just happened that round.
I mean, yeah, Toby is just fearless, just dashes into the pit. He says, this is my pit, and he brings CC down and gets around for the team. And yeah, I was like, hey, he's got an op going into a Viper's pit. Maybe looking good for Waterloo, but nah, he doesn't think so.
Yeah, he whips out the shorty, and he is able to take down the Viper's pit as OTSU make quick, clean work of the rest of the members of Warriors White. And we do still have a full gun round going in to the final round of the half. But we see the operator pulled on the side of OTSU as Toby opts to use it towards B site. And once again, it just seems like Waterloo White are just walking into the trap that OTSU is setting them.
Yeah, I want to see a drone come out here. You better not be dry picking these. And yep, they're doing their due diligence, getting the op off the angle. But we'll see if they continue to push it. They do.
And 3 players on the site, but Brooklyn quick with the flashpoint, able to find herself one, but a quick refrag coming in from Scott as Cassie actually takes down 2. 1 through the wall, and Scott goes down as well. It's going to be the players of OTSU forced in a retake, but look at the positioning here from CC. It seems like none of the players of OTSU are aware of her positioning, and she is going to try and capitalize a bit on this flank.
The KO cancels the harbor ult. They actually don't have it here as CC's lurking around the flank. Should be there in 5 seconds. They just need to hold on. Brooklyn needs to play her life.
Yeah, and JHK is actually going to be taking down Myriad. That's going to be a maybe important pick, but CC from behind is able to find herself one, gets herself the second, and Warriors White with a very well-needed round off the half. They are going to get themselves an 8-4 half that they might have been looking for, because honestly, that attack side was really rough. It just seemed like OTSU had the read on every single play that Warriors White was trying to do. They always seem to have players on the site. It was almost like, you know, they had like a sixth sense, you know, oh, they're going to go B, they're going to go B. But yeah, it's going to be a fantastic half, a fantastic defensive half, excuse me, on the side of OTSU. We're going to see if Waterloo is able to replicate that in any way.
Yeah, and looking at this comp difference, right? You got a Cypher instead of a second controller. That's going to be a lot more valuable in this defense, as you're going to see Cypher setting up on that B site. It's going to be a lot easier for Cassie to hold, as opposed to like a Viper who needed the Sky to also be with her almost the entire time. So we'll see if Waterloo can bring it back. They have quite a little bit of a hill to climb here as Tracy gets a kill.
At the very start of the round, before anyone can even get any words or thoughts in, she is able to find herself the headshot onto Cootie there, and OTSU is going to be down 1 set of flashes for the round as Toby does spot out some players backside, but just some shots traded. No one really going to go for anything, but Tracy and CC are able to just take down everyone really quickly, and it's all up to Alpine now, who's all alone here in Elbow. And what a round from Warriors White. I don't think Alpine really has a chance here. He might just be looking for...
He's done for.
Yeah. He might just be looking for some picks. It does seem like Warriors White just want to keep that spike contained, not give out any pick. He is going to be spotted out. But Tracy with the Sheriff, 3 on the round, and that's going to be a very well-needed round for the side of Warriors White.
Yeah, and honestly, I actually think it was Brooklyn with the knife catching 3 right off the bat in A main, right? They were able to rotate so fast that they had 3 people on site before the hit even came in, and it was just, you're not going to win those fights as OTSU. So honestly, Brooklyn was the hidden winner for me in that round, and we're going to see if they can continue to get value here. We're going to see OTSU taking a save, and we want to see a clean round coming from Waterloo this time. We know it didn't happen last time, so hey, they better be ready now.
Yeah, they are going to have the gun advantage going into this round, and as I mentioned previously, classics on this are really tough, but we saw Warriors White get success with them last time. Brooklyn is going to spot a couple players in B main, and the tripwire...
The setup's so good. I love this trip.
Oh yeah, that trip is...
you have to get hit.
It's pretty much impossible to dodge it, unless you have like, you know, some Sova shock darts to like break it. It's going to be pretty much impossible to deal with that. But Toby is a little bit secluded from the team as he finds himself away into A, but CC with a bullet to the head is going to be taking him down, and it looks like OTSU here are going to be committing over to the B site. Spotted out by a lot of tripwires, but Warriors White, they're just so proactive here, not even letting not even letting OTSU get any footing. Speaking of which, JHK is going to get the bomb down. That's going to be pretty big, but Warriors White, you know, they're prepped, they're ready, they have the weapons, so it's going to be a clean round. They only take one casualty there, which I think they're pretty happy with, but OTSU, they are going to be able to get that spike down, so that's going to be some money in their pockets.
Yeah, honestly, they just slapped them with their wallets there. The guns were just way better, clean retake. And now they're going to be able to bring 4 guns into this next round. And they have a pretty good chance of trying to get that bonus here. And yeah, like, these knives have been great. Even in the second round, I think she spotted 2 or 3 on B right off the bat. So I want to continue seeing Brooklyn trying to dodge, throw these, while OTSU maybe try and back off at the start a bit to try and dodge those knives. Try not to give away your position.
Yeah, and a lot of bonus weapons are retained here for the side of Warriors White, and they are looking to close this gap bit by bit, round by round. And we see a bit of a stack here towards B, which might be a misread, because if you look on the side of OTSU, there's not a single player towards B main. We see a push coming in through elbow, but it looks like OTSU are going to be opting for mid. The knife is going to be spotting out a couple of
It gets 3 again. Like, it's so good.
I think it actually only spotted out Toby there, but I think Warriors White are still aware of the fact that there are players in Tracy with the Bulldog burst. A headshot onto Toby is going to give them the player advantage early on.
Yeah, and you see, like, Sky has to flash backwards. They don't have a Sentinel to keep up with that flank. And, oh, CC with another one. Let's see if Scott can get one here. Oh, the Molly's pulled out.
But the snake bite not going to be providing enough value, as Scott does take down CC. But if you look right below Tracy, please
Who's
look
gonna
up.
see first?
Please look up.
Oh my god.
Scott is
He
still able
does
to
get Brooklyn.
Yeah, but Scott is able to take down Brooklyn, which might be a bit of a misplay. But in the meantime, OTSU was able to get onto A, and they actually cast the Reckoning there. Not
Yeah.
able to find out any players, and I think they're really comfortable, because knowing that there's no players pushing them right now, they have a lot of space and advantage to play off of. So UW White is going to have to be really proactive on this retake if they want a chance to win this round.
Yeah, they're pushing in together, taking it slow, using the drone, using the dart, doing their homework. And, oh, Cootie gets one. Tracy picks up the kill. One left back pyramid, 1v1. Can JHK try and get the wrap on Myriad? Maybe gonna try and get half here. Here comes JHK. Oh, look
but
behind you,
turn
Myriad.
around.
Myriad gets too good. He has eyes at the back of her head as he is able to get the spike with less than a second left. Huge round by the Warriors. Now it's 1 round of a difference between them.
Yeah, that's going to be a really big round. The bonus win is going to force the players of OTSU on a bit of an economy buy here. We are maybe going to see a hero rifle out of Alpine, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And that round was, it looked to be in the hands of OTSU until Warriors White really came through and they were able to take down the site players of OTSU. So that's going to be a really big round. They are going to pick themselves up a lot of weapons off that as well. And we are going to see the operator in the hands of Tracy. And that's going to be really hard for the side of OTSU to deal with, as Toby only equipped with a Marshall. He's going to go for the peek, and quickly, just like that, with the flash assist from Brooklyn there, is able to take down Toby. Myriads might be spotting one, and some contact is going to be made, but it's just shots going wide. And already, it's looking really rough for the side of OTSU.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. Help out your op, get them into these favorable positions where they can do their work, as Tracy picks up another kill. And they're using the drone to rescout mid right now, trying to get that position in a safe way, you know? Keep that numbers advantage up and keep it clean.
Yeah, they're going to force Scott off that angle, which is one less angle they're going to have to deal with, because off angles on a map like Breeze can be absolutely deadly. And it seems like Scott is going to dog out B and is able to find Castley, actually, but is going to be spotted out by that tripwire.
Yeah.
That is just really unlucky, as Myriad does take Scott down. And it seems like OTSU are kind of forced into this A, but there are just so many players of Warriors White waiting for them, and a lot of utility to stop them. Tracy still on the back foot with this operator, and
Yeah, Tracy's like, come back mid, I dare you.
oh yeah, it's like a OTSU sandwich right now, and Waterloo White is the bread. The upshot is going to go wide. It's all up to Cootie, but no. Tracy is going to be able to land the last shot that she needs, and it's going to be a tied score here for the side of Warriors White. A very good start to their half as they pick up 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, they are rolling in the money, and now OTSU, they're recognizing it, calling the timeout, trying to fix these errors, trying to find the faults in Waterloo's defense.
Yeah, and it seems like they need to respect a bit of Waterloo's plays here because I think they're getting a little bit cocky off that first half and they're making a few misplays here and there. Really, they're not as coordinated as they were on defense. And on a map like Breeze, an attack that is very well coordinated can make the biggest difference in an execute. And we see a lot of players that are split up and they get isolated. Warriors White is able to find themselves a lot of 1v1s. But I think an undisputed hero here and an uncredited hero right now is Brooklyn, as she gets herself, or she gets her team and herself a lot of value with these flashes, these knives, and even the molly that's able to get a lot of funneling in, and it really helps the players of Warriors White, get picks, isolate these 1v1s, as we saw last round, with the flashpoint being tossed into mid as Tracy peaks early. So 13 assists on the board. I think Brooklyn's looking.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Brooklyn's feeling really happy going into it, and I know Cootie's pushing himself like, man, I could do some of this too.
Yeah, honestly, 13 assists is no joke. Brooklyn really setting her teammates up for success. Given shades of Ethan here, just amazing flashes across the map, things like that. And you see they've actually switched up their setup here. They're stacking A with 3, even bringing the Cypher here, and they're expecting an A hit here, but we'll see what OTSU end up doing.
Yeah, the spike is still down, but it seems like we might have some technical issues on the side of OTSU. Cootie not going to be responsive. Somebody needs to reboot, my guy.
Yeah, Cootie's going to have to, maybe just kick this PC here. He needs a little bit more time to try and figure out what to do against Waterloo here. But yeah, they're going to be taking their time. Cootie's going to try and reconnect. And we'll see if Waterloo actually ends up moving away. But yeah, you got your Opera, you got your Sentinel on the same side of the map here. They're really trying to stack here, trying to predict what OTSU is going to do. But, like, what do you think? You think OTSU is going to end up going A, or that's going to be a miss on that?
I think OTSU has been respecting Casley's B-hold a lot, especially because she's been finding so much success with her setups and allowing her team to play off her her util well. Even though they're not directly at the site, the amount of delay potential that her utility has allows Warriors White to rotate into the site before OTSU can even think about executing. So they're just met with a lot of aggression on the B site, which is why I think that Warriors White are trying to capitalize off that advantage and play more towards A here. But it still seems like OTSU are kind of undecided on what they want to hit. They might just be looking to default, maybe grab a pick. And I feel like if they are able to spot CC all alone on this on the B site, then they might be looking to go in somewhere there. But this stack from A does look very dangerous if OTSU does push into it.
Yeah, Cootie seems to be back online, and although he's looking A, the rest of his team is looking elsewhere. Tracy's going to get herself on a good line for the op, maybe going to be set up with a flash, and they're going to be looking to hit B pretty quick here, going to be sending a flash out instantly, and as Viper, you got to maybe be calling for some rotates here.
Yeah, I don't think Tracy really wants to push out here into A main, but I don't think she realizes
huge pick.
that Cootie is alone. Meanwhile, on B, CC with a clean headshot onto Toby, and that's going to be a lot of the aggression on the side of OTSU down. We've seen Toby get a lot of space with dashes and a lot of picks that he's getting, and Tracy is so diligently holding this angle. Cootie might be looking to respect it, but it seems like he's calling the players of OTSU onto
it's
A.
a dry peek here, isn't it?
If JHK walks into the crosshair, things might get a little dangerous. The flashpoint is going to go out, flush out Tracy off the angle. That's going to be crucial. And the knife is going to spot her out. And it does seem like OTSU might be wanting to take this A, but look at the positioning from Scott. He's all alone in elbow, and he might be looking to, calm out whether or not to hit, because it seems like a lot of the players off Warriors have rotated off of B.
Yeah, they're actually going back off B onto B here, and the Viper's pit is actually active here because CC got that first pick in the round, and she can slow this hit down so much.
Yeah, and it seems like Alpine not actually going to be caught out by that snake bite and is able to find Brooklyn, but CC very quick to trade that, and Myriads is going to find out Scott sitting in mid as CC, the players just run into her crosshair, and CC gets herself 4 on the round, and for the first time in this game, Warriors White are actually the ones with the round advantage.
Yeah, CC said it's my turn to hold down the site. Gets her 20th kill of the game as she gets a quadra to hold down the site, wins her team the round, and now it is 9-8 for Warriors White.
Yeah, and honestly, as like a primary IGL and somebody who mostly comms, it's really crazy to see a player like this so active in getting frags and getting her team an advantage early on. As she got that early pick onto Toby, I feel like it allowed Warriors White to get a lot of footing down in the round. And it seems like the players of OTSU have kind of cooled down. We haven't seen a lot of picks from any of their sides. It seems like Warriors White have such a big player advantage every single round they go into. And it does seem like we are going to have some more technical issues coming in.
Yeah, I
Cootie,
think Cootie was gone again, but he does seem to be back.
it does seem like Cootie is out of battery here. Somebody needs to plug in the KO, get him some juice.
Yes,
He
sir.
just sits alone there in the spawn, but I think he is back, so things are looking good. OTSU, they're looking a little bit, I'd be a little bit scared right now. Warriors White, they have been flawless on this defense so far, and they've gotten themselves 6 rounds in a row, and once that snowball starts rolling down the hill, it is really hard for the players of OTSU to stop it.
Yeah, momentum is on their side right now, and it's interesting. They're going for the A stack again. Actually, no, Jet seems to be moving away, and we're gonna see if they are able to get past CC. The B site should be theirs, but last time they just could not do that. They're gonna be kind of forcing a buyout here again, as a lot of light shields, a guardian coming out on the side of OTSU. They're gonna have to try and be more successful on these early round picks. That so far, like, CC's been getting picked, Tracy's been getting picked. The early rounds that they were struggling with so much on offense is all theirs now.
I was really like looking at this operator. Kind of looks like Bumblebee to me. I got distracted a little bit, but yeah. It looks like the pause is going to be lifted as we go into our 18th round of the match here. And the operator is going to be playing towards B. Whether or not the players of UTSU are met at the end of Tracy's scope, we're
Yeah,
about
I
to
mean,
find out.
It's a scary angle. Window can kill them really easily, but they're taking the gamble. Gonna be pushing this. The Bumblebee op does not work.
And Toby is able to find himself the pick onto Tracy, and that's going to be a really big first pick onto the round. But it is actually going to allow CC to creep more into B main, but I don't think OTSU are going to be committing here. Toby might be getting a little too adventurous, but no. Seems like they're all opting towards mid. Myriads is going to be flushed out of this angle, and it seems like a B hit's going to be coming in from the mid side as Toby dashes into sight and clears it out. Not able to find anyone, but CC still has his positioning.
Hey, Scotch. Oh, he half checks it.
Oh no. Oh no. But CC is able to get herself the frag, and that positioning, so diligent and so patient. She didn't take the shot immediately. She kind of waited there. And Scott half checks and pays the price for it as CC goes for more, finds herself the second, but it's a battle of the Vipers as a lot of frags going down, but CC is still able to find herself so much success. It's a 1v1 situation. Toby left all alone, and he's going to be made vulnerable by the snake bite, and there's shots going down everywhere, but CC with another big 4K to save Warriors White, as Warriors White get themselves the 10th on the game.
Back-to-back quadras from CC's, just beautiful positioning, using the lurk wall to get herself behind, get the kill on Scott, and she doesn't get traded. She stays alive, takes her time, and gets the kill on everyone, secures the round again. CC is just playing like the GOAT right now.
Yeah, and Alpine and JHK were able to find picks from the player's spawn, but it just seems like amidst all the chaos, they forgot about CC lurking behind. And, Viper, such a fitting name, like a snake from behind, strikes and is able to take down OTSU on that round. Four big ones, and she might be looking to get a 30 bomb here, maybe.
Yeah, honestly, like Alpine, she actually flanked through Nest, went into the enemy spawn and got 2. But CC's like, hey, you got 2, I'll get 4, right?
Yeah.
She's just putting on a performance out here.
There's going to be a big Viper diff on the round as OTSU are actually forced on the economy weapons, but they're going to look to push towards mid again. But I don't know if they really want to challenge CC after the success she's been having the last 2 rounds.
They never actually pushed past Nest. Oh, this is a really crazy timing.
No.
Toby gets 1. They're able to push into the spawn, and this makes rotates really hard for Waterloo. CC gets another, though.
Yeah, but CC the go with a bullet into the head of JHK, but she's not going to spot out Scott. Actually, she does, but Toby flying in. The Blade Storm lands onto the head of CC, and that's going to be a big threat on the side of Warriors White down, but they do still have the player advantage as Cootie goes down. And Cootie is Toby, oh my goodness, just jumping all around. It's like watching Jack the Rabbit just hopping around sight as he does plant the spike. 2v3 situation, but Toby not looking too healthy here.
Yeah, Tracy pops the ult for this retake. Toby is so low. They're playing with each other though, and they're being so
Oh, the
diligent,
sneak.
wrapping around the pit.
Oh, the sneak. Please, someone peek into the smoke. Toby actually an Alpine, and suddenly the round is looking really
Oh my
bleak,
God.
but somehow Tracy with the Blade Storm is actually able to get the last two players of OTSU. And the spike is going to be diffused. And Warriors White, they're coming off an absolutely crazy amount of clutches here. CC gets herself
Man.
4 and the clutch last round. And Tracy gets herself the clutch this round. It seems like OTSU are kind of just scrambling right now.
I mean, I want to be as happy as you, but that was supposed to be an anti-eco. It should not have been that scary. They had to end up popping the ult, but at least in the end, they are able to make it 11, and they still do have a few ults to spare. And yeah, 2 more rounds, that's all they need, but the guns are back on OTSU's side. They're going to be looking to try and make it past the with like some better executes, right? Tracy has the op back in hand, going to be going for an angle on mid, maybe going to be sneaking up into elbow, and most importantly, she's got Brooklyn with her, right?
Oh, yeah.
Get the flashes, set her up in a great angle, and help her succeed.
And it does seem like a lot of the players of OTSU are towards B. Whether or not Tracy's able to spot out Scott here is going to be the decider of the round. And actually, it's Scott just calmly walking into Tracy's crosshair, but I think she was unaware of the players that were B main. JHK does get the trade as OTSU find themselves onto the B side, but Brooklyn takes down JHK, and that's going to be another layer of smokes taken down, but trades are going in and out. The Hunter's Fury is committed on the side of Myriads. It's not actually going to connect with any of the players. And OTSU in a 3v3 situation with the spike down, and they're looking really comfortable with this post plant.
Yeah, it's going to come down to this elbow lurk by
Oh
Toby.
no,
CC
CC.
barely
The
turns
timing.
around.
The
and
timing!
this should be a
CC turn
kill.
around. But
Oh
Toby,
my
he's so
God.
patient.
Oh,
No,
he
the
missed it!
shots!
CC
Oh,
picks up the kill!
no!
3v2. Oh, it's not over
What is
yet.
happening? That's not good. CC should not have been able to find that pick.
Another
Find
for
herself a
CC.
second. What is happening? OTSU, they're just looking a little bit too disoriented right now. Bamboozled, befuddled, and absolutely dumbfounded. Warriors White get themselves the craziest 3v3 retake I think I've ever seen.
OTSU, what are you doing? She just gets so greedy, tries to go for more kills, and it ends biting her back. And oh my God, Warriors just barely slinking away with yet another scary situation. But now all they need is one more to force the map 3 here. And look at that eco. I don't think everyone can buy Scott. The money's not looking too good for him.
Yeah, and I was quivering in my boots for a second there when I saw Toby sneaking up behind, but I think he got a little bit too excited with his trigger discipline as the shots do go wide, and that's actually going to be a critical misplay for the side of OTSU. The Bumblebee operator back in the hands of Tracy, and we've seen how much success she's had in mid with it, but it does seem like none of the players of OTSU are going to want to meet her at the end of that scope as they lean towards A main, but they're not going to be contested. The Trailblazer does spot out 0 players, but the utility from CC there is just, it's just, you have to respect it. I mean, 28 kills from the Viper, but it just seems like they don't care. They're going in and they might be looking for the shot, but no. Myriad's actually going to take down Cootie. And Toby, the shots are going to go wide again. Brooklyn is just absolutely lethal with these shots, and the spike is just not going to be able to get down. JHK is able to take down the no command, but CC finds the pick onto JHK. It's only up to Scott here and the Viper. And CC is actually looking to get herself to 30. I think she's 1 kill off Alpine. Spots out Cassie. That's going to be a really tight
The kill on
angle.
Cassie's huge. The B site's wide open now, and they're going to be able to make this back into 2v3. This round is not over yet, and I think it's really important that Alpine gets a kill here, or the 3v2 retake could end up overwhelming there. But you can see they're taking very safe rotates, trying not to get picked off, and taking their time.
Yeah, and I think Warriors White forgot that Brooklyn was still down because no one actually went to go revive her. But Alpine, on this lurk, he is able to take down CC, you know, John Wick
2v2.
herself in these rounds, and it's a 2v2 situation. Alpine's still not looking too healthy, but the time is dwindling. Warriors White, they have to be really proactive and quick here. Shots are going to be taken, but no one is going to be taken down. It seems like Myriads might be aware of the player behind the box.
The spam isn't
But
right.
the
Tracy gets
shots,
the kill.
but time is dwindling down. Scott does have the blind. He is going to pop it. Does find Tracy, but time is not on the side of Warriors White, and finally, it seems like OTSU have decided to sit down in their chairs, lock in as they get themselves the first round of this attack side.
Yeah, from the jaws of defeat, they bring it back, try and make another round of it, and yeah, they're despite winning the round, I don't think their eco's still looking that good. There's gonna have to be like at least 3 light shields bought up here, and there's gonna be another chance for Waterloo to force that map 3. And yeah, it was interesting, you know, the A site looked so good for Waterloo there, but I think they just got a little bit too greedy and they lost their numbers advantage trying to fight those like mid angles, and yeah, that's all OTSU needed to win the round there.
Yeah, Tracy is going to have to respect the cascade that is put up. Not going to be pushing through that. And
Well, she pushed it last time. I'm surprised she didn't again.
yeah, but I think it's at a point like this in the map, it's
Yeah.
very pivotal that you don't give out those picks, especially if there is a player of OTSU waiting on the other side of the cascade. And once again, OTSU's tried, and I wouldn't say true, but tried and sometimes true, mid-split here. As they try and look into B, it's only Cassie left alone. She does have the neural theft available if she's able to get herself one. Toby might be catching a
does he spot?
timing on the Myriads.
Oh
Oh,
my
Myriads
god, if you
not
die,
on
you're
the drone again!
Myriad!
This can't be the case. Toby is actually able to take down Myriads, and that drone is just going to be fatal. Cassie is actually able to
She
find
gets
herself
two?
2 on the players, Brooklyn as well. And somehow OTSU are left in a 2v2 situation as they do look to get the spike down.
Yep, they're
Now.
able to get it down, and you got a pretty good lurk coming in from CC from behind as Tracy holding a passive angle here. Oh, Toby wins the fight.
Shots, but
It's 1v2
they
down
don't
to CC.
They don't look too aware of CC, but I think they might have a clue as to her flank, especially after that Harbor Vault is going to be going down, and they want to respect CC here. I'd want to respect
Yeah.
CC here. I mean, 29 kills, looking to get the 30. The updraft comes in, but no. Trying to get half, but it's not going to be successful. Toby with the updraft, the Vandal in hand, takes down CC, and OTSU, they're looking to close this gap here. You know, Warriors White, they fought long and hard to bring this to match point, but OTSU, they've decided to fight back, and Brooklyn calling that timeout, I think she really needs to discuss, you know, guys, we need to start taking this seriously because it is really easy for OTSU to catch up here. They only need 2 rounds to force this into an overtime. And I don't know if Warriors White are going to be really comfortable on that overtime with the success that they, or the lack of success that they had, I should say, on their attack side.
Yeah, and honestly, like Toby has really come back online in these last 2 rounds. He's been a lot more successful on the entries. He's been able to kill Myriad on the drone again, and yeah, we'll have to see what ends up going on here. The eco isn't like perfect here, but it should be pretty good buys coming out across the board. A little bit rough for Waterloo here and there, but it's gonna come down to it. So many ults were also just burnt in that last round by Waterloo, and they still weren't able to pick up the round. So we'll have to see what else they're going to be able to cook up in this timeout. Maybe some crazy execute, some sub pieces that they might have cooked up. We'll see what's up their sleeve.
Yeah, and I think another pivotal part of this round is that Tracy is not actually going to have the operator in hand. I feel like she was getting a lot of value and was able to get a lot of angles cleared and picks gathered for the side of Waterloo White with the operator, but she is going to be forced onto the Vandal this round, and I don't think Waterloo really wants to take this to an overtime. And it seems like OTSU are leading more towards A, but it's going to be Cassie all alone. Waterloo seems to have critically miscalculated what might be happening. As OTSU, they are aware that there's not really anything going on in A site. They might want to take this fast, and it's going to be Cassie all alone on site, having to fend for herself.
Too. It's rough. Cassie needs to go huge here. The floor trips are going to be cleared out. They're going to get this plant down.
Oh,
but
but look at the flank coming
3
in.
people.
An absolute brigade from behind. I don't know if OTSU have anything to stop this because, again, they don't have that sentinel to spot out anyone flank, but Alpine actually does take down Tracy on the flank. Brooklyn quick to trade it out. And the knife is going to be finding out 3 enemies. Brooklyn, another pick on the board for her. And it's going to be OTSU forced in a 4v3 situation on this post plant. But Cootie takes down 2. Cassie quick to trade. And there's going to be so many shots going out. Cassie, CC not able to find success. But no, both players of OTSU low on health. But Warriors White actually is taken down. And OTSU bring it to the last round before overtime.
Yeah, Cootie and JHK just playing like demons. They had people coming in from both sides, but they are able to get the kills, not be traded at all, as now it's a one-round game. The eco, let's take a look, right? Half shields across the board for Waterloo, while on the side of OTSU, they're looking pretty good. And we'll have to see, like, I appreciate that Waterloo tried to cook something up, go elbow together, try something. It just did not work out. They're going back to that tried and true default now. We'll see if it ends up paying off, seeing if they can replicate the success they had at the first start of the half.
Yeah, and it does seem like the spike isn't really going towards anywhere, but
Ooh.
no, that is going to be an absolutely devastating pick for Waterloo as they do lose Tracy early in the round. And that's going to be really bad because I don't even think OTSU wants to commit to the A, but they have the pick already.
Yeah, and Waterloo does seem to be staying put in their positions here, not over-rotating or anything. But yeah, OTSU heading towards this B site. Castley needs to come up huge again. We'll see how they're able to clear out the setups this time. It seems like they are getting used to them.
Yeah, and I don't know if the 0 point is available for the KO, but actually it's going to be the null command that shuts down the utility, and Castley is just going to be absolutely brigaded by utility. There's nothing that she can really do in that position. Alpine with the careful and collected lurk. And it's actually going to be all up to CC in a 1v5 situation. She's just peeking into too many players. And OTSU, from the back foot, they step up and they bring this into an overtime. And things are looking really scary now.
Yeah, this game has just been a roller coaster here. You thought it was one team's victory, but nah. Both teams just fighting tooth and nail to bring it to this overtime. And we've seen both teams just be really successful on defense, right? So we have to see how this shapes up in overtime. A controversial op bought by Toby here. He's going glass cannon. We'll have to see if it ends up paying off. They got 3 stacked towards that A, which is really interesting because Waterloo does not go A that much.
And it does seem like a battle of the Vipers on both the teams here, as Alpine and Ghost CC, both on the top of their respective leaderboards. And, Waterloo, they haven't really had a lot of success in their attacking rounds. The rounds where they won were where they were able to really separate fights and get themselves picks. And it seems like they're going to be going for a little bit of early aggression A main. Toby does only have 100 HP without the shield, but the operator in hand. And Waterloo are just going to try and play this slow. This Owl Drone is going to come out, maybe find something. And it looks like Waterloo are going to want to commit to the site. Toby, is he able to find one with the op? And that's going to be a fantastic shot that lands on the Tracy. He's not able to find the shot on the Brooklyn, however, but the spike is going to go down. Cootie, though, does take down Brooklyn. It seems like the players of Waterloo White are just dwindling bit by bit, but Castley is still able to find herself some, but no. OTSU showing that they are still the kings of the defense side as they do take that round. And Waterloo White, they're going to have to make something happen here.
Yeah, the A-stack gamble paid off for them. They're able to do a great flood retake to just easily trade out all these members of Waterloo. And sides are going to swap again. We're going to have to see if defense prevails and Waterloo can get a round back, or if OTSU takes the series right here.
Yeah, and it seems like Tracy is not opting for the operator here, which might be a little bit, it might prove to be a little bit risky because, how much value can she get with that rifle on the defense side? You see how much value that Toby got with the operator there that round when he was able to get down Tracy early. But it does seem like Waterloo are going to be trying this elbow push again, but the blinding light is going to be finding the players, but a triple concuss is not looking good. Toby is able to take down Brooklyn, but CC gets a quick trade, and it's still a 4v4 situation. But look at the amount of space that OTSU has towards the mid side of the map. It looks like a lot of the players of Warriors White are just stuck onto this B site, but Spike looks to be maybe heading towards A.
Yeah, they do not have any mid control here, and it's going to be the Cypher camp that might end up spotting them. And it looks like they're going to go towards A main slowly here, while Waterloo is trying to explore out B, seeing if they can get any picks.
Yeah, and it seems like they're going to slowly walk towards A. Once again, it's Castley that's all alone on this site, and I think Warriors White are starting to realize that there is actually no B aggression coming in at all, and they're just probably telling Castley, play back, we're coming, because it seems like the Viper's wall is going to go up, and utility is committed. Alpine
Fight's huge here.
is so clean with with the awareness of the flank, is able to take down Tracy. I don't think he spotted out Myriads there, but that is still going to be a player advantage as the spike goes down. OTSU, they might just be looking to close it out here.
Yeah, Cassie's got to get something with her setup to equalize the man disadvantage over here. And they're going to be looking for their retake now. Coming in together. This wall needs to be cleared. They spot, okay, get the kill here. The Viper wall is beautiful to get them access to the spike. But there should be Viper mollies coming in soon.
Toxins are going to be low as the wall goes down, and Myriads does take the first fight there through the wall as Scott does go down. OTSU, they still have some players available. Alpine able to get himself one, but it's all up to Cootie, all alone in the situation. But CC...
Oh, it's going to be close. I think they do have it. Myriads holding on for dear life here. It's going to come down to it, and they're not able to get it. OTSU with the 2-0. It was rough bringing it to overtime, but in the end, OTSU picks up the win over Waterloo White. Just a splendid performance by them, and honestly, that game too was such a nail biter.
Oh yeah,
could have been anyone.
It was so riveting just watching the rounds go back and forth. You know, Waterloo, they were looking so promising, getting some rounds on defense. They're bringing it to match point, but I just don't think they were able to capitalize off the great advantage they had. And OTSU, they kept their composure, they kept it calm, and after that first round win that they were able to get back, they really brought the footing back. They got a lot of rounds in, and they played that overtime the most comfortable that they've been. And I think that's really what got them a lot of success as well. And the round, the way that the last round was played, you saw Myriads. She was the one to defuse, but I don't think that CC communicated. I think they wanted to maybe fight together, but there seemed to have been some miscommunication because Myriads got on the bomb way later. So I think it's that split-second decision that made the difference between going into another overtime and closing out the series maybe. But it's going to be OTSU that actually do take that the series here, a 2-0 victory from them. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the game on Bind stream, but they were victorious on that map as well. So again, it was just a very fantastic map played on Breeze. Really glad we were able to, showcase that. I think it was a really fun map to watch. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, like tenacity is the word there, right? Both teams were so behind each other. I think it went up to match point, and OTSU were able to bring it all the way back, and that is just really great willpower from them to just say it's not over till it is actually over. They bring it back to overtime and pick up the win. So shout out to OTSU. They played really well, and they deserved the win. But yes, that will be it for today. This is Xerix. We got Karthik. We'll be signing out. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you guys for tuning in.